Okay, this video is part one of three-part videos on the subject of keyframes. What we have here in front of us, I'll demonstrate a keyframe in action, several keyframes actually. I'm going to click this X to get rid of the representation of that particular filter. We'll play the raw video here, so here goes. Notice it springs up into there, then it gets translucent. And then it comes down here and it pauses for a little bit. Then it goes up to the corner, then it falls to the bottom and bounces and becomes opaque again. So that's what this particular demonstration is doing. What we want to talk about is how it does it. First thing we have to discuss is the timeline for this video. It has two pictures. This picture up here, newbie picture, and a workspace picture. They're treated the same as video and shortcuts, so they simplify demonstrating things and they don't overload the computer. So we've got this picture on top right here, and we've got this picture below it. And we have, on this picture, we have these filters, size, position, and opacity. So let's look at the opacity first, because that's what's called a simple keyframe. So we click on opacity. Well, first of all, let's not click on opacity. We've selected this video. I should say this picture. We're going to come down here to keyframes. Notice it doesn't show there aren't any keyframes. Well, we know there are keyframes. The point is you can only show one keyframe at a time down here. And you got to select one of these two for it to show up. So let's look at this one. There's that keyframe, and here's the opacity keyframe. So like I say, if you don't have something highlighted up here, you won't see a keyframe down here. Like I said, this is called a simple keyframe. It's on the opacity filter. That's what makes the picture fade out as it moves. And a simple keyframe means it only has 3 points. It's got a starting point, it's got an end point, and then any place in the middle is the third point. So if we bring our video back to this point right here, you notice that it's full opaque. We start bringing in the opaque right here with the slider. We can determine how quickly it comes in, or it comes in instantly. Slider's all the way over. It comes in instantly as soon as we get there. See, it dropped off immediately. But the slider lets you taper in that effect. In this particular case, the effect is the opaqueness of what? What's the opaqueness of? Of this thing moving? No, it's not. It's the opaqueness of the entire timeline that's associated with that filter. So guess what we can do? We can go to another filter on that timeline. We can select a background color, make it some silly color like this. Say OK. Now you notice the background color of the size and position is blocking out the workspace picture. But we still have opacity applied to that timeline. And if we go look at it again, we can see it's going to start right here. So if we play the video, if you watch the playhead as we move across here, you'll see the color fade out along with the newbie picture. See right there? So that opacity affected both this image we're moving and the background color on that timeline. That's what you have to remember. We also set the end of the opacity with this slider. Also the tapering end of it, so we can have it end much later. Now if we go back here and play it again, you see that it held much longer with the seen through the orange, then it's very end, it dies out. So that's what a simple keyframe is. It has a beginning point you set with this green vertical bar. It's got the ending point you set with the red vertical bar, and you can taper the the transition into and out of whatever this effect is here in the middle. In this case, the effect in the middle is the level. So let's put it back in the middle for a second. The thing in the middle is the level. We can change the level of opacity. It's the same all along here until we get to these transition points. So that's what you need to know about keyframes in general. You can't see them unless something is selected. They won't show up even though you click on it. And they apply to anything, anything applied to that video timeline, including a cover. So that concludes this introductory part 1 of keyframe activity and how to create it.